What's up, guys? This is Jimmy with Hifly Fitness, and today I want to talk to you about how to train for a competition and how to train optimally during the off season for your competition. So whether your sport is powerlifting, bodybuilding, or soccer, or a variation of soccer, you need to be training so that you're maximizing your strength and work capacity during the off season when your training doesn't need to be as specific, and then transitioning from that work capacity maximization towards more specificity, and then towards the end it's all specificity. What I mean by that is, for example, for a powerlifter, which is what I am, so I'll talk about that. I'm starting out with volume, about 12, 13, 14 weeks out, probably up until 10 weeks out. I'll be focusing mostly on volume and increasing my work capacity through volume. It's just another form of progressive tension overload, which is one of the primary factors towards muscle growth, strength, etc. And then towards 9 to 6 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, I'll be transitioning from maximizing my work capacity to reducing my work capacity, focusing on a strength and hypertrophy type workout where I'm getting a little bit more specific. All of my movements would be exactly how I would perform them in my training or in my competition. And then towards the last 4 to 5 weeks, I would completely remove the fluff, take out all my accessory movements, and perform every lift like I'm training in competition. So my volume at that point would be pretty low and my intensity would be pretty high. And the goal here is to remove as much fatigue that I've accumulated during that work capacity maximization and then the strength and hypertrophy phases to maximize my strength and my power output during the competition. So if you're competing in a bodybuilding competition, it would be similar, but the goal is to maximize your endurance and your conditioning essentially, and your ability to flex and maintain the contraction of your muscles throughout the entire show. And I haven't trained too many people in a competition for bodybuilding, but the overall philosophy is the same. During your off season, you want to get as much muscle as possible, and then you start combining strength and hypertrophy, and then it's almost all hypertrophy and conditioning and posing. You pose, 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 pose until you have everything down. Similarly, for soccer, you would start with the same thing. I would think it would be similar for the soccer players, is to maximize their strength, their muscle, their hypertrophy during the off season while playing a little bit of soccer, because they basically have to play soccer all year round. So they're a little bit specific. They play soccer. Then during the middle part, they play a little bit more soccer. They're reducing their work capacity in their total training during the that they did during the off season, and then they transition full into almost probably is training just the basic barbell movements, maybe some box jumps, some other things that are directly related to soccer playing, and then they just play as many games as they can, so that once they get to their championships, their playoffs, their their championship state meet or whatever, they're able to maximize their performance on the field. So this is something that you can approach basically everything, either your powerlifting meet, competition, bodybuilding, or whatever it may be. You need to kind of taper on and off. It's kind of like a continuous cycle where you increase the fatigue, you decrease the fatigue, and then you super compensate and you maximize your performance at this one pretty awesome moment where you're maximizing your strength and hitting a PR. Again, as a novice, you don't need to focus on this as much. You just need to go to the gym, get stronger every day, continue to lift heavy and hard, and you'll go into your competition without much fatigue. You'll be able to compete maximally. So don't worry about it too much until you're in your intermediate to advanced phases. That's all I have to say to you guys. If you enjoyed it, share it to your friends, your family, whoever. Like it, comment. If you have any things you might like me to look at, let me know.